Adventure Space Meat here with another video log in my Athlon build. So this log is not going to be me building or anything. This is the Comic-Con Post-Mortem, because I'm sure if you watched the last video it was me rushing to Comic-Con and trying to desperately get the costume done in time for it. So this one, I guess, is the wrap-up of Comic-Con, so I can tell you all about Comic-Con. So firstly, I got it wearable. That was the best way to describe it. There's a lot of things I did wrong and things that don't work well, which I'll tell you here. So, you know, I made a lot of mistakes, but you can learn from them. And honestly, I'm not done yet. The next push for this armor is PAX, so I'm going to hopefully have it better for PAX. But I guess I can at least talk about things that went well. First thing is, I put it on. Yeah, I know. I was building this thing in the hotel room with a sewing machine, you know, and I even was like dremeling my visor in the hotel because I'm sure you saw the visor in the last video. I didn't like it. When I held it up to the sun, or when I just got into the sun and started taking photos to see the visibility, you could see right through the damn thing, and I'm like, no, not good, not good. So I actually went to a Cycle World in San Diego and bought a new visor. I'm like, use this one, and I shoved it in there at the hotel like 2 days before the con, and I spent the rest of the time building the harness, which you obviously have not seen, so I'll show you the harness in a bit. But yeah, I literally, before the very first panel, which I can't remember now, I think it was on a Friday, I hadn't slept. I worked through the night in the hotel room, and I literally got it wearable within the hour before the panel, and we had to walk to the convention center, so I was very, very tired. I actually dropped dead after that panel and went back to the hotel and slept for the rest of the day. That was fun. Then Saturday I got a little more wearable, and we actually had a photo shoot in the Breakout arena that 343 had set up. It was pretty cool. Also played a game of Breakout. I don't have any footage to show you from that, unfortunately. It would have been cool, but eventually maybe I will. Somebody did record it. I think Dustin from Podtacular did, so I'm going to see if I can get stuff from him. But that's probably later. But for now, I can at least talk about that. So I wore that. We also had our great big 405th photo shoot. Good turnout. So also wearable. Hooray. And that pretty much, end of the day, took it off. That's it. And shoved it in the box. Don't even want to think about Athlon for a little bit. In which, actually, that's why this video is coming so long after Comic-Con, because I shoved it in the box. Didn't want to think about it anymore, because this was really bad, actually. This was probably the worst I've actually done in terms of building armor. Like, I mean, I was really overly ambitious and did not have much time, and I didn't plan things out, and it just snowballed out of control that I basically didn't sleep. I lost a bit of my Comic-Con to that, so... But, I mean, it's there. I have my Athlon suit, and I'll admit it, I actually really do miss my Reach suit right now. I might actually, one day in the future, revisit that, but for now, we're in the wonderful world of Athlon. So, those were the successes, and now I guess I can talk about the failures, the many, many failures. So, first thing I'm going to go into is the harness, which you have not seen ever, so here's... This is the harness, here it is, that I wear to attach the armor. So, a couple of things. The battery pack is right here. All these wires are in parallel, and they spread to the different parts. So I'm going to just start putting it on, so you can get a better sense of it. I know, this is a terrible harness. Okay, there we go. So, I think this is it. Yeah. Oh, nope, that's not it. There we go. I basically, you can see all these straps. I made them hyper adjustable because I was building this hotel room in the middle of the night and I had no idea what was going to fit where. So you can see there's this. And so this is the main chest strap. This is what basically is load bearing right here. I'm going to have to cut these down at some point, all these adjustable straps, or at least tape them off. Because one thing I noticed on my undersuit, oh yeah, so, well, I'll go to that later. One thing I noticed on my undersuit is that these straps, because they're like hanging here and here, they're underneath the armor, and as I move, they rub. And these things are abrasive because it's nylon, and it actually, you can start it basically scratching my undersuit. You can see it in the texture, which I guess, let me go grab the undersuit, I'll show you. Here we go. So I guess it's hard to tell in the light right now, but it's scratched here and here and here. So right now this undersuit is actually darkened because I dyed it, which I'll go into in a little bit. So let me just put this away. I expect that to be lighter in a bit, but that's an entirely different video. Okay, so let me get this on. So the thing I thought was me being cool was that I decided to make this this harness system, this strapping system, be like, oh, it's a unified strapping and wiring system. So, you know, it holds the armor in place and at the same time provides electricity to it, which, you know, it did work, but it was not without many flaws. Number one being, you can see how hard it is. There we go. For me to put this stupid thing on. There we go. I'm going to get this on. There we go. So the point of this was supposed to reduce my suit up time, and it didn't, actually. It took me longer, I think, to put on this suit than my reach armor and any other comparable armor. So this is just one arm, and then it goes in the other arm, and then I've got these leg pieces here that go down to my legs. It's all the same, but I'm just going to show you the one arm because this is pretty much indicative of it. So I got the purse snaps here, and the current's supposed to be running from here to these purse snaps, and here you can see here's flaw number one. The solder that holds these in place was not very strong. Basically, every piece here has at least broken off at some point in time, and the whole thing is completely broken right now. And all these wires are exposed, by the way, so as you can see, it's all red and black. I'm going to cover these with heat shrink tubing before PAX because I want to cover it up, but I didn't have all that heat shrink tubing with me at Comic-Con, so I just improvised. But basically, if you look at pictures of me close up, you see just wiring everywhere. And on top of that, they're held in place with, well, staples, which actually still works. I might actually just keep the staple idea. But definitely the red and black wiring is going to go. It's going to be all black, so you don't see the wiring. And number two is actually, this is pretty damn hard to put on. I'll show you right now. So you can see this is my shoulder plate. It also has the purse snaps in here. So the idea was I take it, I put it here, and then it snaps on, and then I do the same thing here, and it snaps on. There. So this is good. But back here I'm like, oh god, I can't see. I still can't see. In fact, I cannot see. There. See? And now it's on. So that took me a lot longer. The initial idea was it just snaps on, but I've been working on it, and you'll see in the next video I'm going to be integrating stronger rare earth magnets, which I've been testing and should actually work, but that's going to be in the construction phase when I redo this harness. But you can see, you know, it stays on pretty well. And right now this is not on, but this basically is to turn on immediately. It's really neat, but it's got some flaws, and I think I'm going in the right direction, but it's still not exactly where I want it to be. There we go, let me put this away. The other problem was, you can see that these things are slipping down on my arm. Same thing on my legs. Like, basically, the only thing holding this shoulder strap up is back here, and it's not holding these up. So, you can see right now, I needed it up here, but as I move, they slowly migrate down here. So what I'm going to do, I believe, is put a second shoulder strap from here to hold this up, and another strap from here to hold these together the same distance. So basically, add more straps, because the shoulder strap is back here. It's not really where it should be, but you know, if I have two holding it in place, that should definitely keep the shoulders where they should be, keep them from rotating and moving around. Same thing with the legs. The legs are the exact same thing. Now it's off frame from this camera, so you're not going to see it, but basically they are the exact same design as the shoulders, just longer. And yeah, I had the exact same problem that my thighs kept drifting down while I was moving. So hopefully that will speed things up. Let me just take this thing off. On the bright side, it's a lot easier to take off. Ta-da! Yeah, I know. It was supposed to be easier to put on. But in case you're wondering, I'm going to do a full suit-up video, probably at PAX or before PAX. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But the main thing is I will show you bit by bit how I put it on, and then maybe we'll see how fast I can put it on once I actually get it in a good spot. Next thing I wanted to show you, another place that went wrong, was my chest plate. The chest plate's okay, but I could not actually figure out where to connect it to my harness, because I was going to connect it to my shoulders and I didn't have time to do it. I literally took the cabling, which is why you see this dangly cable right here, and once I had my harness on, I just took it and boom, snapped it in there. So you can see like a wire running from me. It was very, very lame. And then in order to connect the front and back portions, let me get this thing off. There you go. In order to connect the front and back portions, I literally glued a wire here and here to these magnets. So that's how you transfer current from here. So you see there's another set of wires on the back of this chest plate. So the second these come together, connection's made, and this lights up. So it actually worked, except the problem was because I used not Gorilla Glue on every single magnet on this chest plate, they started tearing out, especially right here, which was not keeping this in place. So occasionally as I moved, it would come loose. So another lesson I've learned: basically, anywhere I'm using these massive, because these are very big, these are half-inch, yeah, I think half-inch diameter magnets, and I think they're a 1/4 inch thick. These are very substantial magnets. Anywhere I'm using these, basically the only adhesive I've used where it doesn't completely tear out or fall off or anything like that is Gorilla Glue. So I'm going to have to take all of these magnets where they are not Gorilla Glue, because right now some of them are epoxy, and just go Gorilla Glue time, and that should hopefully hold them in place for packs, because these are just intensely strong magnets. Okay, so that's, I think, chest area problems. The next problem comes from, well, the helmet. So the helmet itself turned out decently, and I like it. The lights were fine. What's it called? The internal padding turned out well. I had a short circuit issue with the fans, but I haven't figured out where it was yet. Somehow something shorted, but I don't know. But the main problem was the new visor I bought compared to the old one, because the old one, I guess, was a sucky thin visor. Here it is. This is the new visor. Nice and dense, and you can't see through it, can you, right? Totally not see-through. The problem is this thing is thicker than the other visor and is pushing outwards. So I put it in here. That's why it's not inside the helmet right now, because I noticed after I came back from Comic-Con, the helmet was sitting wider than usual, and it was because that helmet is pushing out so much harder than, or that visor's pushing out so much harder than the other visor. Even the fiberglass I put in here is not holding it back well enough. So what I decided I'm going to do is take that, get a few test pieces, use a heat gun, and try to just bend it more. So when I put it back in here, there's less strain on this helmet, and hopefully it won't bust out more. But that was definitely a new problem I've encountered. I've never actually had that. So we're going to try that and see how it goes. I guess another thing about the air assault helmet is I think I put too much fiberglass in here, honestly. Or, because there's a fiberglass here and here and here. Basically, the entire inside is nearly lined with fiberglass. And it's heavier than my old air assault helmet. And for a foam helmet, this is kind of useless. I've got almost no weight savings from making a standard Pepakura helmet, so I'm kind of like, I don't think I did this very well, and I may have to build another one in the future just because I want something lighter, but we'll find out. I'm, at this point, not going to make any more changes to this armor until Halo 5 comes out, and I'm going to just look through all the armor sets and see if there's anything new. Who knows, maybe my beloved Air Assault will be replaced by a newer, cooler looking helmet. But we'll find out. And I think here's another flaw, by the way. This is just me because I'm careless. I started losing finger plates off my gloves, and surprisingly only off my left hand, because I'll just show you. Basically, it's easier. This hand didn't lose any finger plates. This is, there we go. There. I pretty much lost all my knuckles on this hand. I think this is just really, oh yeah, this one's about to fall off. Yeah, really just because I did this in the middle of the night, one of my friends did this in the middle of the night, and I think I was too sleepy and too careless and I didn't glue these down enough. In fact, these look like these finger plates caps are about to come off. So I'm going to have to redo, or I've already recut these, and I'm going to have to re-plastic dip and repaint them, but I will have new finger plates on my hands for packs. And so, lesson there, you can never use enough hot glue. Who knew, right? I keep saying that, and I'm still not following my own advice, but then I was half asleep. So I think that pretty much covers all of the things that went horribly wrong with this armor. It was wearable. Oh, the final thing, which it obviously didn't get dark enough. So, I mean, I'm still in the middle of dyeing it again and again and again. It just looked way too gray. And so I'm still dyeing in the process. That's another set of videos I'm actually filming in parallel with this one, but this one's going to come out first. But I'm still working on it. There's a couple of things left I'm trying to do. If all else fails, that's the suit I'm wearing to PAX, but I mean, in a future con, probably in 2016, I may, if I cannot darken that suit enough, I'm going to go find a different manufacturer or somebody to print out a darker suit, because you get what you pay for. I tried to get a Chinese-made suit, and it sucked. I'm going to go find some American manufacturers, because, you know, then it'll probably be nice and dark. But that pretty much, I think, covers my Comic-Con post-mortem, all the things that went wrong. Now, I promise you, I will give you the full view of the armor, and I'll be putting it on later, but this was just, I wanted to run down all the things that have gone wrong, so you can learn all the mistakes I made. I'm going to be working to correct these over the next few videos as I work towards PAX. So again, thanks for watching. Just keep an eye on this channel as I guess get started again on the whole armor building rush to PAX, or I guess call it the road to PAX, and we'll see how things go.